It's the News 4 WAI troubleshooters investigation getting results before it even hits the air. Possible fraud in the San Antonio School District program meant to help underprivileged kids.
We're concerned that that happened in those cases. We've taken immediate action now to correct that and make sure that doesn't happen in the future.
The school district went public with the problem last week before our report was even shown. Now troubleshooter Brian Collister has the full details in his exclusive investigation.
And you know, Tangi, it's a program for needy kids, but it turns out some San Antonio ISD employees were using it for their own children, even though they didn't qualify. Hi, Miss Leal Trevino, how are you?
Hi, just fine.
Good. Can we talk to you about the pre-K program?
Yes.
This is Eva Leal Trevino, head of SAISD's early childhood education. The troubleshooters discovered she placed her own daughter in the free pre-K program 2 years ago when she was principal here at Storm Elementary. Her salary at the time was $79,000 a year, too much to qualify for a program aimed at helping disadvantaged kids. You qualified your daughter when you were the principal here at Storm Elementary. Why did you do that?
Information is confidential.
But you did.
As a parent
but you enrolled
and
your
a
daughter
taxpayer, excuse me.
But you enrolled your daughter in the program even though you don't qualify. So you actually did that. Can you tell taxpayers why you went ahead and enrolled your daughter in that program that's designed for people that are economically challenged?
I'm going to refer you to the communications department, sir. You're impeding my progress. Excuse me.
Leal Trevino later claims she had permission from top district officials to put her daughter in the pre-K program. The troubleshooters talked to the district, and they say that's not true. Last week, she was put on administrative leave, still being paid her $99,000 a year salary. The district spends $14 million of your tax dollars to provide free pre-K classes to 4,200 3- and 4-year-olds. There is also a waiting list for those hoping to get in. To qualify, children must speak little or no English, or their parents must be poor or homeless. The decision of who gets in is made by the principal of each school. But the troubleshooters have uncovered more. This is Leal Trevino's secretary, Cecilia Garcia. Several of her grandchildren have taken advantage of the free pre-K. How do we know? These are her grandchildren being dropped off at Storm Elementary. One of them is currently in the pre-K program. The other child was in the program 2 years ago. Problem is, the kids live here on the north side, outside SAISD's district. But it's not the address used on their pre-K application.
There it is.
This house is listed, which is inside the district. The house belongs to a relative, but it's not where the Garcias live. How you doing? You're the husband?
Yeah.
We tried to talk to the child's father, Gene Garcia, and his wife, Lynette. I'm Brian Collister with the troubleshooters. How you doing?
I got no
Can we ask you guys a couple of questions? Why you live here, but you say you live in the district? Miss Garcia? Another problem. Lynette Garcia didn't list her husband or his salary on this pre-K application, so she could qualify based on her low income. Leal Trevino didn't want to talk to us about why her secretary's grandkids were also allowed in the program either. And what about your executive secretary's grandkids and all of your other relatives in the program? Do you have any comment about that?
You know, this sort of favoritism is something that we don't condone. And definitely we need to make sure that we look at this closely and abide by the rules.
Board member Tom Lopez says the problems we uncovered are hurting kids and families who need the help the most.
It definitely upsets me because you've got families that have been for years paying taxes and then this sort of situation happens and they've been on waiting lists for years and they qualify for the program but they can't get in because of income restrictions.
Now, because of our investigation, the district says it's found 42 children who over the last 2 years were in the program but did not qualify. Almost all of those children were children of school district employees. Now, what punishment might these employees face? The superintendent says they'll only get a written reprimand. 61 principals and teachers will get written reprimands put into their files, including the head of the program, Leal Trevino, who is now back on the job. I asked the superintendent if a written reprimand is punishment enough.
It's very difficult to effectuate any kind of punishment that basically is going to be done just to satisfy somebody's need to execute somebody. It's a large number of people. I think it would hurt our system.
And Olivares says today that he still doesn't know if he's going to require these school district employees, these parents, to pay back the money spent on their children. That's still up in the air. But the good news is now that all of this has been exposed, the truly needy kids who do qualify, some have been on waiting lists, well, now they may finally have a shot at getting into the pre-K program. I'm News 4 WOAI troubleshooter Brian Collister.